everyone, let us begin the today's session. So today I am going to tell you that how we can create the different kind of list with different kind of elements inside it, how we can access the list from its different position. So let us begin with the empty list type. I have opened the Python shell in the interactive mode here because I want to show you output in a one line of code every time when I run it. So let us begin. So suppose I have defined here m is a name of the list and m is equal to empty list. As we know that the list are represented in square brackets, so I have written here the square bracket. I have not added any element inside it, so this is the kind of empty list. When I will use the statement print m, it is going to show me that it is an empty list. Now suppose if I have taken a list which contains the item like 1 2 3, so this is a kind of list which is containing the elements of integer data type. So when I write here print m, it is going to create a list 1 2 3, but when you will is a variable which is a list type, but it contains the elements which is integer data type. Now suppose if I want to write here m equals to, and I am using the floating point number, so this is a list which is containing the floating point numbers. All right, so let's see, if I have written print m, it is going to give me the list. It is containing integer and floating point number both. If you want to create, you can create separately as well. You can contain a list element, create a list element containing the only floating point numbers. So let us remove this. All right, so this is removed. Now if you want to write here print m, it will give you the element containing the floating point numbers. Now a list can also contain elements which is of character data type or string data type. So let us create that also. M equals to, now I am writing here comma and then comma. So these are the three elements, three characters q, m, y, which I have written inside the list, and when I am printing it, it is created. Same way you can create a string data type as well. So let us write here string data type items. So I have written three letters, you can see queen, mouth and youth. So these are the string which I have included inside the list. So you can see that we can create a list with different kind of list items. You can contain a combination of the items as well, and you can create it separately as well as per your requirements. Now let us see the use of eval function. As we have already studied that it is used to evaluate the expression which is enclosed in a single quote. It means the expression which is written as a string that we can calculate with the help of eval function. So let us see, if I write a particular number enclosed in a single quote, what happens. So I have written here single quote 5 plus 10. So if I am not using the eval function, it is going to print the numbers as it is because it is enclosed in a single quote and now it is represented as a string. But if you want to calculate or evaluate this expression which is written as a string, we need to use this with the help of eval function. So I have written eval and then single quote 5 plus 10. So now it will give me the answer as 15. So this is how you can calculate the any particular string or any particular number which is written here with the help of eval function. Now let us see that how we can create a list. So I am creating a list here and I am writing the 5 vowels of English alphabet, A, E, I, O and then U. So this is how we will create a list of the vowels enclosed in a single quote. I have written all the characters and then I have written print list. So you can see that the list is printed. So now we will talk about the forward and the backward indexing. The forward indexing starts from 0. I have already told you that it starts from 0 and it goes till the length minus 1 position. So suppose if the length of this list is 5, so it means it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then suppose if I have written here print list and 0 position, so it is going to give me the alphabet A. Now if you want to print it with the backward indexing, it starts from minus 1 till minus length. So now suppose if I am writing print list minus 5, then it is going to again give me A. So the element which is present at the 0 index will be same at the -5 index, because you can see here that the index starts from 0 till 4 in this particular list, and in the backward indexing it starts from -1 to -5. So that is the reason the value of -5 and 0 will be same. Now suppose if I want to know the location of the particular list in the memory, so that is for that I will use the id function, which I have already talked about in my previous videos. The id function will help you locate the address or the location of the particular list. So I have written print id and then list, so you can see that the location is printed here. The address of the memory address in Python is printed here, where your list of vowels are stored. Now if I want to calculate the length of the list, so I will use the len function to calculate the length. So I will write print len and then list. It will give me the answer as 5, because the list is containing 5 vowels. Now one more process is there to find out a particular element, individual element inside the list. It is the membership operator. Yes, we have already learned about the in and not in operator. So to find out particular individual element inside the list, we can use the in and not in operator. I will write here print a in list. So it is going to give me the output as true, because the element a is present inside the list. Okay, so it come here because I have forgotten to write here the list. The spelling is incorrect, that is why we got the error. So let us do it once again. I have written print a in list, so you can see we got the output as true. Similarly, you can use the not in operator as well, or suppose if I want to find out some another alphabet, so I can write here, suppose I am writing print t in list. So it is giving me the output false. Why? Because the particular t alphabet character is not present inside the list. Now if I use not in operator, then it will give me the answer as true, because that is true condition. Alright. So students, I want to tell you one more method to combine two strings. So we will now see that how we can add two strings. This is the concatenate method for adding two strings. For that I have opened the Python shell here in interactive mode, and I have defined the list 1 containing 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is a integer element list. Now I will define another list which is L2, and I will add some different items here, which is 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So let us merge these two lists by the simple line of code is there. You just need to define a list variable L3, and then I will write L1 plus L2. So this is going to merge the elements of both the list, and it will give you the output. Let's see. I'll write now print L3. So it will add or merge the values, the elements present inside the both the list. So you can see that all the elements are added now. So this is the way how you can add the items of the list. If there is any confusion, let me print the list items one by one. So print L1, print L2 and then print L3. Now you can easily make a difference that how these two list elements are being added in the third one. So students, this is how you can create a list, add the list items, access the list from the different position. In the next video, I'll show you some programs with the list. Till then, practice all these methods at home. If you have any problem, you can get back to me. Stay safe. Thank you so much.